What's with all the police everywhere? I'm not supposed to tell. You know, the butcher, the freaking nut job that goes around chopping people up, that he's gonna be here today. So they set up a trap for him.
What is going on, guys? This is Cinemaniac Central. My name is Chris, and this is my review for Trap. This is the latest thriller from M. Night Shyamalan, and it stars Josh Hartnett as Cooper, who is a father who attends a concert featuring Lady Rain, which is kind of a Taylor Swift type, with his daughter, and he begins to discover that security is being built up because the concert is actually a trap for a local serial killer known as the Butcher. Plot twist, Josh Hartnett is the killer, which of course that's not a spoiler because it's in the trailer. And so, now he has to, when he realized this, now he has to find a way to get out and hopefully outsmart the cops. With M. Night Shyamalan, I won't be the first to admit, I'm not a fan of his stuff. It's just not my cup of tea. I can't say that I hate it because I've never really just had the desire to watch any of his stuff. And I can't say I love it, obviously, for the same reason. And so, the only thing that got me on the hook for this one, of course, is Josh Hartnett, which I think is the same reason for most everyone else. Love him or hate him, you know. He's always known for that certain twist in every movie. So, I will say, though, I did watch Knock at the Cabin last year, and it was fine. The best thing about it was Dave Bautista, which really kind of showed his dramatic range, and I really liked his performance in that. But I mean, overall, it's just his filmography just never really has turned me on. You know, I will tell you this: I've never seen The Sixth Sense, I've never seen Signs, The Village, Lady in the Water. Like I said, any of those movies. Like I said, I had debated whether to see Old. I still haven't watched that. I was going to see it in the theater. Didn't watch it. I was going to see Knock at the Cabin last year in the theater. Didn't see it in the theater. But I did watch it at home. And I actually enjoyed it. So this is the first M. Night Shyamalan movie that I've seen in the theater. And so it's because Josh Hartnett. I mean, I will be honest. That's the only reason I saw this. And did this movie turn me into a Shyamalan fan? Is it going to cause me to want to go back and watch his movies? Yes and no. No to the fact that I'm probably not going to be a Shyamalan fan now, but yes, as I may actually consider going back to watching some of his movies. Because I was won over by this movie for the most part. I really enjoyed this thing. Let's just dive into my positives. So first off, the obvious thing is Josh Hartnett. To be honest with you, he is fantastic in this movie. I thought his performance was really good. He pretty much carries this movie for the most part. I really enjoyed I really was impressed by how he transitioned, from the two sides that he has. He has the father side where he's a loving father. He loves his daughter very much. He has a great family, as we kind of see later on in the film. And then he has this, menacing side where he's the butcher, and he really kind of shows just his facial expressions and how he navigates his way through this arena, and how he's trying to figure out how to get out of here, because that he's, in his mind he's thinking, I've got to figure out a way to get out of here. And every time he tries to stay one step ahead of the cops. So I really enjoyed his performance, and I thought he did a really good job. The girl who plays his daughter, Riley, I thought she was great too. I thought, I didn't think that, she could really kind of add anything to the movie, but I think she was good. She plays it. She's more so just this, pop star fan, of this Lady Rain. She's really devoted to her. She loves Lady Rain. And so, I thought she was good. I really did. Alison Pill, who plays the wife and the mother of Riley, I thought she was good too. We didn't get to see her much until the last half of the movie. I liked what they did with her character, and I was actually surprised by that, how they kind of made her a pretty solid part of the plot. Also, I I know I'm probably going to be, in the minority here, but Shalika, I think that's her name, Shyamalan's daughter. I thought she was good too. I like how they, as far as the concert stuff, they kept it more so of our point of view and didn't do close ups of her on stage like she was the main focus there. I like that idea, but at the same time, they do something with her character that I did not expect, and so I was, there have been some criticisms with her character, like she was the main focus of a lot of the focus of the third act. And honestly, yeah, I get that. I really do, but I like how they did it. I like how they did it. And but the way they did it though, they kept an even balance between Josh Hartnett and Lady Rain, because I had the impression when I heard some of those criticisms that Josh Hartnett's character was going to be pretty much sidelined the last half. I'm like, no, that's not how it goes. He's still in most of the movie. There's still a pretty equal balance there in that last half of the movie, and I like what they did with that character. Did with her character. I thought she did a pretty good job. I think she should be more of a singer than an actress, but I think her voice is very good. I think she sings really well. So I love those scenes in the concert, and then when the way they kind of implemented her into the plot, I think it was really good. So with that said, and also there is and really this movie, and with that said, this really is just a straightforward thriller. This is not the twist heavy type of movie that he normally does. However, there is one little twist in here that I didn't see coming, that I didn't think was going to happen, but I get why it happened, and I think it works for what was to follow. So it was kind of cool. I didn't think that was going to happen, but it did. So that certain twist, I was like, yeah, that was shocking. Wow. We'll see how, because that still kept my attention, because I thought we were like toward the end there where that, and I thought, well, yeah, that's cool. So let's see where that goes. And I liked it. I like the way it goes. But with that said, the things that I mixed a negative on is some of the dialogue is kind of weird. Josh Hartnett, while I love him, I thought he was fantastic. He does have some over the top moments that's kind of wonky, kind of quirky, weird. I thought was kind of strange and kind of off putting a little bit, but was still, cool to watch. And so, yeah, overall, it's just some certain lines in dialogue that I thought was kind of weird. And so, yeah. And then, also, the movie does, despite how I felt about the third act and how much I actually appreciated how they kind of implemented Lady Rain in there, I feel like the story was stretched a bit. I think that they stretched it just a little bit too far past its point. I felt like, they needed to kind of keep things centered in that concert, because that was the main premise. And I thought that was pretty much how this whole thing was going to go. And so they kind of did something different. And even though I liked it, the fact that they kind of stretched it a little bit too much, I think, was kind of a misstep just a little bit. And so it kind of brought down just a little bit for me. And also, the biggest thing for me is just, the one thing I noticed is that you really got to kind of suspend your disbelief with certain things. There is a definite examples of logical defiance here. And so there's certain moments where, such and such happens, and you're like, yeah, that shouldn't happen that way. And yeah, there was one moment toward that third act, toward the end, within the last 15 minutes or so, I was like, yeah, how did that happen? I don't get it, because there was just no way. How could that? No. But yeah, anyway, but whatever. But I let it pass just because I enjoyed the last 80 minutes of the movie. So overall, I mean, despite those little bit of negatives that I had, I really enjoyed this movie. I was actually kind of surprised, just because it's directed by Shyamalan, and I was not surprised because Josh Hartnett knocked it out of the park, and I thought he was great. As I said, I think the girl who played his daughter was great. Shaliko, I thought, was solid. Overall, I had a good time with it. I really did. I'm probably in the minority of a few things where I actually loved certain things where some people actually hated. And for me, Trap gets an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. It's definitely, I think one of the better thrillers of the year. I wouldn't say it's a horror movie because it really is not so much a horror. It's more just a thriller. So I don't think it should have been labeled as a horror movie because, I mean, I guess there could be some horror elements because of a certain plot point in there, and so yeah. But overall, it's a thriller. It's an enjoyable thriller. It's a fun thriller. Josh Hartnett is amazing, and so yeah, Trap. I mean, honestly, one of the better movies of the year for me. And so yeah, it's gonna be right up there. I'm not so sure it's gonna be in my top 10. I'm still gonna categorize it as horror, even though I don't think it is. But there's still there's elements in there. So yeah, Trap. If you're a Josh Hartnett fan, definitely head out and check this out. If you're a Shyamalan fan and you either love him or hate him, but still like watching his movies, whether it has a decent twist or not, I say go check this out for sure. I think it's definitely worth a watch in the theater. So that's it for my review for Trap. I love you guys. You guys are the best. If you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video. Comment down below if you've seen Trap. What'd you think of it? Let me know in the comments. I love you guys. You guys are the best. And I will see you next time.